Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry for being late. As I'm trying to like hurry up and everything, I had a horrible, y'all know those paper cuts? Oh my God. I had a really bad, really bad paper cut trying to hurry up and get in here. And my hand is like bleeding all over. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in chat. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Thank you guys for being here. I'm watching grass grow now to feed rabbits. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm a little bit late, of course, a lot late. I had to push back the time and then I had to fix things. Welcome. No, you're not late. It's me. But as I was fixing everything, I got a really bad paper cut. So I'm trying to like I probably need to go and clean this out real quick before I even get started. Welcome everybody, and it's literally right on my finger where my mouse is at, so I can't be. I gotta be careful. Welcome everybody. Yes, everybody come through. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. We're about to get started. We got to get started. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope everybody's safe. It's a lot of different stuff happening around the world. Yeah, they are the worst, and I have to probably go put a little something. I don't know if y'all can see. Y'all see that? It just happened when I'm trying to like here it is. When I'm trying to get everything ready. So yeah, let me go do this. Let me hit the little intro and hang tight so I can run and do something about it because I don't want to get like blood on my mouse or anything like that, y'all. It's literally my finger where I use my mouse. All right, let's get going. Hit the like button. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Bruh. Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposing the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring cults. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit chat. Hit that like. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to BJ in the chat. I see BJ. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please. And thank you, y'all. I do apologize. So I had a little, and it was one of those cardboard paper cuts. I don't have any band-aids, but I did find some Neosporin. So whatever. It's fine. Welcome, and I wash my hands too. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Yo, you can be anywhere, but you're here. That means a lot to me. Listen, the internet, we got to get started. First of all, I woke up to some news that the internet is dragging Oprah. Now, is she being unfairly dragged? That is the question that I have, because so a couple of social media influencers went out there and said that the lady, you guys know we're on a tsunami warning, and all this other stuff is happening all around the world, right? Especially in Hawaii. I think it's like the scariest part, because in Hawaii, we talked about the Maui fires in 2023. This is when it happened, right? Oprah was in that controversy with the Maui fires. Okay, the lady got caught up in all kinds of controversy there, because her and Dwayne Rock, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. There's the in the name, anyways. The Rock, he literally him and Oprah, they got together and they started the People's Funds during the Maui fires, and they were asking people to donate money. Now this is 2023. A lot of people are still recovering from the pandemic, right? Let's be very real financially. So they're out here asking for you got these billionaires, millionaires asking for money from us people over here. Donate money to the People's Fund. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, well, don't you guys, don't the elites sit at the same cafeteria table? And don't they have like elites meeting? And then don't the elites kind of sit there and, plan what they're going to do with their money? I mean, the lady owns like 1,000 acres in Hawaii, right? Of her own land. Her property wasn't affected by the Maui fires. Let's be very clear. She made sure of that. She hired people to make sure that that wasn't the case, right? Well, there was a couple of people, I guess, out in Hawaii, the locals, who said that she has this private road in Hawaii, and she was not opening that up. I guess it wasn't accessible, but she kind of went to a rep and said that's not true. That's not true. They were contacted by FEMA, and of course they opened up the road. Of course, of course. But a lot of people apparently, and let me show you, and this could be all lies or could be all true, right? We don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not in Hawaii. I have family in Hawaii. Shout out to my family there. They do watch us. But this is what's being said. Remember when Oprah and Dwayne Johnson were doing their little PR video on the Hawaii fires, there's a Maui fires, asking people to donate. Oprah has now been preventing access to a private road, which is a critical life-saving evacuation corridor from the tsunami. Ooh, and then they dragged her. Okay, so this is Oprah's road right here, this little line right here. Now, when I first saw this, I saw this on Benny Johnson's social media, right? That he was pointing this out. This is a road that she owns. The lady owns and they put the red out, I think, to show that the only other route, right? But the road, this blue road is the way in which to go that would allow people to escape. Now, to be fair, the state of Hawaii has issued, it went from, what is it, a warning to an advisory, a tsunami advisory. So they did downgrade the warning. All right. So I think it's kind of fair to say that it's been downgraded. Let me see if I can pull it. Downgraded. Which means, I guess, that they've been watching and everything, and they noted so far there's no damages. This is Josh Green, Governor Josh Green for Hawaii. I cannot believe he's still in there, but okay.
Exceed several times in Haleiwa, and there were 2 waves that were measured coming through the Midway Atoll. So that's been our concern. We expressed, how tall they were. The first one, 30 centimeters. The second one, a full 3 feet with an amplitude, but also a total height of 6 feet from trough to peak. Right now, we still have not seen any wave activity come past the Big Island. Okay. That's important. Until we see what happens on the Big Island and the full wraparound of the islands, we won't feel that we are in a position to start seeing and saying that we're kind of in the clear. We expect to be about 2 to 3 hours at least until we can call all clear. So far, though, at the moment, so good. So far, we have not seen a wave of.
So they did downgrade again. Now, to be fair, when Oprah heard All this commotion going on social media. Her rep did go online, okay? So people are aware, and this is what they had to say. Oprah Winfrey spokesperson refutes claims road on Hawaii estate closed during tsunami evacuation. A spokesperson for Oprah Winfrey has denied accusations that a private road running through her estate on the Hawaii islands of Maui remained closed as local residents attempt to move to higher ground following a tsunami warning overnight. Now, a statement issued to the media said staff managing running the estate had immediately cooperated with FEMA. So the staff did cooperate with FEMA as news of the potential tsunami broke. This is what they said, and they gave the exclusive the deadline, the first statement. As soon as we heard the tsunami warning, we contacted local law enforcement and FEMA to ensure the road was open. Any reports otherwise are it's false. This is what they're saying. Now, the actress in the former talk show is among a raft of stars, high-profile figures who own property on Hawaii's second largest island on Maui, alongside the likes of Woody Harrelson, Jeff Bezos, and Owen Wilson. Why do these celebrities own property on Hawaii when you have a whole list of people that this is their land, that have been trying to get a couple acres, and these people are owing acres in the thousands? That's the question that I have. Oh, Janice, we were going to report both. I knew this, my love. I knew that she refuted and she said what she said. But I do have a lot of questions. When the Maui fires happened, I didn't even know the lady owned 1,000 acres. Guys, like, you have the Mormon church out there also buying property and stuff, and I'm like, this land is like for this belongs to the Hawaiians. What are we doing? Like, that's just my thought on that. And I do get on that because, like I said, I got like family that are Polynesian, so this is important, for them and stuff like that. It's an important thing. You said I don't care for Oprah, I don't even miss her. Well, she gets herself into this controversy, and I think part of it is her owning this land in Hawaii is you know huge. I don't know. Yep. Thank you. Bill Gates buying up farmland is farmland, just farmland. Listen, if you're buying I don't know about farmland, but Hawaii, you're owning property, and then you're owning private roads, and then we get surprised when there's gridlocks and islands. Listen, it's very scary. A tsunami is scary, but you're talking about a tsunami and an island is a different level of scary. Okay, because these waves can go all the way up, many, many, many feet. It only takes us so many feet to basically drown out a whole area. Okay, so I guess I have a lot of questions about that. This denying may have cost her PR to spin her way. As long as she owns property in Hawaii, she's always going to be in controversy because people have a lot to say. Okay, and so when her stance of, well, I'm just trying to say, raise money for the people. I don't know, man. I don't know. Thank you. Why are the millionaires displacing indigenous populations in Hawaii? That's the question. And there's been a lot of documentaries about this. There are people people have died waiting on their on lists. This is land from ancestries, like ancestors that have been there, and suddenly what they do, I mean, prices go up, things go up. Hawaii's expensive as it is. I mean, I went there a couple years ago. A freaking gallon of milk was what, between $5 to $7. There's only one Walmart, and this is on the main. Excuse me, we are the mainland, but the Big Island, yeah, it's expensive to be there. There's a lot of homeless people in Hawaii, and I mean, if you had to be homeless, Hawaii would be the place to be homeless because I mean, the weather is fantastic for it. But if you've ever seen the homeless population, it's a lot. It's a lot. And even in the KPT area, which is where a lot of like the what you would call the Section 8 population there, it's like back then it was 1,500 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't know what it is now. And this was back in, what did I go? 2013, 2014. It's been well over 10 years since I went to Hawaii. You guys, it's expensive. And I'm not talking about the best area of Hawaii. You say, why does it seem like Americans hate successful people? Hawaiians can't afford that land. Also, land belongs to the title holder, not because you have so much family from there. Okay. Why does it seem like Americans hate successful people so much? I don't hate successful people. I don't like people that take advantage of people through their money and their finances. So the land, so they should have been title. So I guess, when people invaded areas, they should have been title holders of that, right? Like before all of that, right? Like they should have owned, they should have had a little piece of paper that says, you own this piece of land and you're the title holder of it. Like, think of this logically. Think of this logically, okay? I own this. Somebody comes in here and buys out your land because they have a stupid title. Think of it. Listen, love. Take a little nap. I don't know what to tell you. Nobody hates anybody. We're literally talking about a situation that is like it's truth. Why does she owe 1,000 acres when others that have been waiting there, okay, that this is land that has been passed on, and they get to take 1,000 acres out, and then this is a vital road. Let me know. I don't know. I said, we can't really say this land belongs to the Hawaiian people. Otherwise, why can't we do that here in America? This land belongs to the Native Americans. There you go. What do you guys think about that comment? Hmm? It's a lot. It's a lot to say and to kind of put out there. But anyways, let's see. That is not the topic. I swear some of these Reddit trolls are just out of hand. Yeah, what is success? Wealth hoarding? I don't know. Listen, and I'm here for it. People want to, I praise I I will praise successful people. I just don't praise the people that take land from other folks. Like some of it is historic, but some people believe that you have to own a title, like the title versus some of this is passed on, some of this is ancestry. Yeah, it's crazy to me. If you know what I mean. I'm just saying. I have zero problems with returning the land back to the indigenous people. I don't either. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to y'all. And it's a real thing. The land grab is real, but that's just my opinion. Maybe I see things a little bit different because of experience and stuff like that. But I don't expect anybody to understand that, and that is okay. So that being said, though, is I definitely feel like, in my opinion, this lady should own 1,000 acres when there are people on waiting lists to get property that is rightfully theirs, and that's my opinion. It's got nothing to do with success. It's what is right. What is right? What is right for the people? Okay. Shout out to everybody. All right, let's get right to it. So again, Oprah, she's getting dragged. She getting dragged in the comments. She getting dragged everywhere. But she did come back with her PR team, although she's not somebody who is not known for controversy. She's just, this is how it is for her. Okay. Um, that's right. Welcome, welcome. Welcome everybody. Are y'all okay? It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Um, let's see. Shout out to everybody. Hey, Pinche Becky, check your email, please, and thank you. I just sent you an email. Okay. Welcome everybody. And shout out to Kim. Marsnew, thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Shout out to Kiva, who's been a member for freaking. I didn't see her comment. This must have been yesterday. But she's been a member for like freaking ever. I want to say 36 months. I lost it. I didn't see it. But shout out to Kiva. But let's get into this Diddy news. All right. So I saw this yesterday. Okay. I saw this yesterday. You don't believe that Trump will pardon either Diddy or Epstein or Maxwell? They all get connected. Well, I was a little surprised by this, and then I was like, this has to be fake news. And maybe it is fake news. I'm not really sure. Consider the sources for all the things that we say. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Consider everything fake news that we say until you do your own research. I always say that. I don't get offended when somebody feels like they have to research what I say because I think it's important. Hell, don't believe everything that I say, okay? Don't. I'm just quoting some sources that are reporting it. Trump now seriously considering pardon for Sean Combs ahead of sentencing. White House officials say nothing. Now, when did he consider this? I'm not really sure. Donald Trump is heavily weighing giving, oh my God, hold up. Donald Trump is heavily weighing giving Sean Combs a full presidential pardon ahead of the convicted Bad Boy Records founder sentencing later this year. Nearly 2 months after Trump publicly entertained the notion of a Diddy pardon in an Oval Office, gaggling a comprehensive get out of jail card for Combs is being seriously considered, an administration source tells Deadline. Deadline broke the news. Deadline is always breaking the news on this. Okay. Um, is this really happening? That is the question that we have. Additionally, as several sources of much accused and currently incarcerated All About the Benjamins performer have been pitching the White House, other outsiders confirm the topic has leveled up from just another Trump weave to an actionable event. Since Combs was found partially guilty in his New York City S trafficking trial earlier this month. Of course, as a number of parties attest, this being the roller coaster of Trump world, any decision on Combs' pardon is in flux until the Supreme Court actually puts his signature on it. Repeatedly denied a $50 million bond and released from the Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center since its arrest last September, Combs could end up spending 2 or 3 years in federal prison upon his sentencing October 3rd by a judge, Arun Subramanian. Excuse me. Any sentence certainly would include time already served by Combs. Even with that, and the Fed seeking the maximum under the sentencing guidelines, an appeal is widely expected to be launched by the 10 attorney deep defense almost immediately after sentencing occurred. Contacted by Deadline, Combs' defense team, led by Mark Agnifilo and Tini Garagos, had no comment on any pardon talk for their client. While a number of individuals close to Combs, both personally and professionally, have been active in seeking White House recourse for the Grammy award winner, the defense team itself has had no significant participation in the process. I hear upon on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the reply that the White House will not comment on the existence or non-existence of any clemency requests, according to the administration official. This keeps getting thrown at us all the time. So I do like, is this somebody that talked to somebody that said he could get pardoned? Because I feel like, this is how media works, okay? By observation. Thank you, Cheeks, for being a member for freaking 23 months. Thank you, love. Thank you for supporting the channel. This is how it works, right? Like, I feel like they're trying to ease us to that piece of news. You know what I mean? Like, let's just put a little social media newspaper out there and then slowly probe into something like that. If he pardons Diddy, the GOP will slaughter in 2026. Listen, I don't know. Don't you guys think that this is kind of how it starts, though? That they kind of put ish kind of out there for us to kind of consume and see how we, how the ratings go or how we interact. If Diddy gets pardoned, I'm applying for absolute pardon immediately to get my record clean. I'm mentioning Diddy's pardon. Like, look, I don't understand why people can't get their record clean. Or at least, expunge if it's like everybody seems to be doing it, y'all. I was a juvie kid, so I got that, as a juvie kid, that thank God for the laws then, because imagine all my record as you guys would be knowing. The people be doxing everybody, so my shit would be out there all over as a juvie kid. But that was my, people, you make mistakes when you're young, you know what I mean? And there is real rehabilitation for them out there. So I do wonder. So this one is a great question. Did Diddy's new bail request get denied yet? That's not what the judge has not denied anything. Remember what he said? He wasn't accepting any more bail requests and stuff like that. And we actually talked about it here on this channel, right? Yesterday, right? You guys had mentioned it. Well, he said he's not doing any more bails. Are you sure about that, Linda? Because let me tell you what was said. And this was an update yesterday, 21 hours ago. Sean Combs, the judge has just ordered the AUSAs to respond to the motion for release on 50 million bail by July 31st. So tomorrow, into the docket. Okay? Tomorrow. They have to respond. Now, I don't know if AUSA, I haven't seen anything that says that the government responded. AUSA response to Diddy bail requests. Let me see if I can pull it. Maybe they have. I just haven't checked it. No, that was July 2nd. There hasn't been anything new. This would have been news already. Nothing has been new. So this was yesterday. Wait. Is this the 30th? Updated 30th. Hold up. Let me show you guys. So let's see. Maybe there might be some updates on this. Hold up. The judge denied 50 million bail. Did he just deny it, or is this today? 52 minutes ago. Hold up. I might be late on this. I don't know if there's any validity to this. Yeah, this has so many rooters. They're saying that it's denied, but I don't see any reliable sources. Hold up. This might be one of them. Here's an update. Okay. This is from Fox 45 News. The judge denied, this is today, just today. The judge denied 50 million bond request from Diddy as he awaits sentencing. Okay, so is this today? Sean Diddy Combs asked the judge on Tuesday to free him, that would have been yesterday, on a 50 million bond while he awaits sentencing in October after he was found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution earlier this month. In the court filing obtained by the Associated Press, okay, so let's go to the Associated Press because they might have the court filing. Gotta move fast. I don't see that the Associated Press updated this, but okay. Because we have this filing and we read it yesterday. Give me 1 sec. I'm just checking. Where's the update? Okay. Well, anyways, we'll move on. In the court filing obtained by the Associated Press, Combs' lawyer argued, okay, that the MDC center is dangerous, adding that that others convicted of similar prostitution-related offenses were usually released before sentencing. Yeah, we read this part, okay? Sean Combs should not be released in jail for this conduct. Mark Agnifilo said, in fact, he may be the only person currently in the United States jail for being in any sort of John, and certainly the only person in jail for hiring adult males escorts for him and his girlfriend. Okay, so we know this. I don't want to reread this, but he faces time. The judge denied Combs' bond immediately after he was acquitted on July 2nd. We know this. The judge said Combs had not met the burden of showing by clear and convincing evidence any lack of danger to any person or the community. Okay. Well, they're saying that he was denied, but I don't see anything yet that shows that he has been denied by the judge. If anything, I show that the judge said that they needed to argue about it. Hold up. But I could be wrong. I'm going to see if I can find some updates in real time. Let's see. That's crazy. But okay. Maybe I'm late on this. I mean, it's happened. I'm always late on certain things. Yep. I don't see anything new. Let's see. And I'm going to go to Inner City Press too. See if we see anything. No. Nothing on Inner City Press on this. So, other than what I posted yesterday, I don't think he's denied it. I think he's saying that he was waiting for the judge. Here it is. This is 21 hours ago. The judge has ordered AUSAs to respond to the motion for release on 50 million bail by July 31st. So he's ordering them to release. He hasn't denied the bail yet. Into the docket, it should go without saying, intercity press motion. So this is it right here. Sean Combs, defendant moves for release pending sentencing. Docket 483. The government should respond to Combs' letter by Thursday, July 31st. July 31st, 2025. And then government response due by the 31st, which is tomorrow. So they're either going to respond today or tomorrow, but we don't have a response on whether the bail has been denied or not. I haven't seen anything. But you said this morning I saw that the judge wants to hear more from the prosecution before he makes a decision. That's what it sounds like. So no update yet. Okay. That being said, though, the rumor is, and it's just a rumor, that a lot of people are repeating too. I don't see anything that Trump is going to pardon Diddy, but this is an exclusive that they reported. He's heavily weighing giving Sean Combs a full presidential pardon ahead of the conviction. Bad Boy Records founder sentencing later this year. How did it? This is a source, I guess, that spoke from the Oval Office. I guess somebody in the Oval Office is leaking information, and they're seriously considering. And I'm wondering. I'm gonna tell you what I wonder. I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. Okay, is it possible that because Comey handled this case, and Trump has a bone to pick with Comey, and anybody with the if your name is Comey, you might as well just don't even be around. If your name is Comey, don't be around. That's what I think. I do wonder if there's something to do with the handling of that case. Could be that anything that Comey touches, let me give you an example, right? She was involved in the Epstein case too, in the Maxwell case. Could there be an argument to say, listen, anything that woman touched is horrible, it's bad, we don't want. So if she touched it, people get pardons. I don't know. I do wonder about that. So the judge denied the bail, citing Combs' history. Yes, but you're talking about July 2nd. You're not talking about this year. This specific request. There hasn't been updated whether bail has been denied yet. I do wonder. You said Comey is not the first to be removed from the DOJ, I swear, and it's related to a whistleblower. Ooh. Trump personal vendetta against her father. Yeah, right? So I do wonder if this is legit the issue. Is it possible that this has to do with Comey? And so then maybe they're having discussions about not just Maxwell, but Diddy, you know? Have they given a reason yet why Comey was fired? No, I haven't heard it. I need to know. Like, I'm curious. Are we gonna? Because, if there is something that she did while in public office, I do wonder if this is gonna be the thing. Maybe they're gonna come and wage charges against her, or maybe there might be accusations. The Comey situation is not gonna be done. You said maybe you don't know what Comey is capable of. His daughter didn't do justice with the case, and I've been saying this from the beginning. Maybe I don't know what Comey is capable of. I'm sure people in power are capable of a lot of things. Yes, but she was fired. So thank you though. Lena in Love has been a member for 12 months. How are you, Lena? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for supporting my channel for a year. Thank you. You said it's how my high school teacher got away with manslaughter. The officer in charge of the breathalyzer never performed maintenance on the equipment. So any case that officer handled was a toss. Tea makers. Makes you wonder. Shout out to you, tea maker. Hope you're doing well. So that's the question. That is the question. Will there be a pardon for Diddy? Will there be a pardon for Maxwell? Who will be pardoned? That was the breaking news yesterday. What source are they talking to the Oval Office? Makes you wonder. You said Trump will never pardon Diddy. That's a lie. I don't know, man. I don't know them that well. I don't know who. Listen, the fact that the conversation is even happening for Maxwell is surprising. Well, is it? Is it surprising? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, we're talking in such absolutes, guys. And what has the last month shown us since the news of the Epstein file situation? Can like has anything shown us anything? Lindell, it wouldn't. Lindell, did they wake you up? Shout out to Lindell. Lindell, that's what it. I'm kind of wondering if that's gonna happen. You know. You said I agree to disagree. She did a really crappy job on Diddy, but she did much better on Maxwell. No sweetheart deal should have ever happened to begin with. Right. Right. So I do wonder if this is bigger, right? Like this is bigger than a lot of us. This is bigger, I think, than what we know. I can believe that. I can believe that a lot of this is bigger. And we don't really maybe we don't understand the scope of things, if that makes sense. At least maybe I'll speak for myself. Um a lot of this just being so like technical and whatnot, and who can pardon who can do what with what, who's allowed to do what. The red tape behind this is just so much, and then leaving people out of the conversation, secret meetings with people that have been former attorneys of other folks. All of this is crazy, and I'm going to tell you this: at the end of the day, all of these people are dirty. Okay, I've said this before. All of these people are dirty. Now, the question is he's got the power to pardon anybody. Remember, he could very well. He's pardoned a lot of people that I'm surprised have been pardoned. The Chrisleys just went to jail, and then they've been pardoned and they're out. They're good. I don't know. You said we are spoken to in absolutes or abstractions. Stringing a bunch of words together and calling it a sentence is a true talent. Desert Drizzy, this is a great comment. Shout out to you. You get the cupcake of the morning. I wish I could give you guys like real cupcakes. If we were like 300 people in a room, I'd be bringing cupcakes. You get the cupcake. You get the Krispy Kreme donut for you. Shout out to you. I agree. We're talking in absolutes. We don't know. We don't know. I've been amazed to see in the last month how a lot of stuff that has been handled by various organizations, administrations, powers that be, people that have a lot of power. We still don't know why the lady got fired. Okay, keep that in mind. Why she was removed. Sister Craft's like, here's a cupcake. um, here's a cupcake. You checking under your seats for cupcakes? Yeah. Did you change your name? The Nearly Man 74, y'all. Oh my god. Give me one sec, guys. Baby bunny, the sitter's coming. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. You said I need chocolate and a chocolate bar screw cupcake. Oh, Lord have mercy. Isn't that like with alcohol or something? That sounds like an alcoholic drink. Okay. Anyway, so moving forward. So I guess we'll see. And apparently Deadline reported this, that there's an exclusive that he could very well pardon Diddy. And I mean, I guess that is in his power to do so. At this point, I'm not surprised at all. To me, this criminal justice system seems like a joke. Seems like a joke under this administration, that's for sure. I mean, literally, it just seems crazy to me. We're more worried about, I don't know what the hell we're worried about. I don't know what it is. But anyways, welcome everybody. Welcome. And make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Okay, we got to get into the legal paperwork that we have, guys. We're going to keep an eye on the Diddy stuff here in a minute, but we have some legal paperwork that we got to talk about. Let's open this with DocuHub. Okay, DocuHub. I'm going to open it here. Hey, Wim, how are you? Wim, your name, it doesn't even show as Wim anymore. Water waiver 51. This, it literally changes everybody's name. All these ats, peekaboo. The Trump presidency is a hot mess. Everybody's got a different name. Okay, guys. So this was filed yesterday. All right. Now let's go back a little bit. We're going to talk about Ghislaine and Epstein and Pam Bondi. This was filed yesterday. All right. So everybody's aware. And this is the government's memorandum in response to court orders of July 22nd, 2025. If you guys remember, the court, when they were requesting those unsealed transcripts, for this situation with Epstein and Maxwell, the court basically denied, said that there's a process to this. You got to contact the victims. You have to give people notice. People have to file things, even from Maxwell's side. People got to do different things and whatnot. So Bondi responded to the court, and this is what she wrote. This was for the court orders of July 22nd. And she is saying here, this was submitted yesterday, I believe in the evening. So please note, we're just reviewing this. The preliminary statement. All right, so we about to read this. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. And again, YouTube likes to censor us for this kind of content. If you guys can continue to support, hit the like, share, do all those good things so we can get right into it, okay? Preliminary statement. The government respectfully submits this memorandum in response to the court orders concerning the two pending motions to unseal grand jury transcripts, okay? In cases prosecuted in this district. This memorandum, as directed by the court, addresses the specific facts and factors highlighted in the court's order relevant to a particular grand jury material at issue here. In order to ensure the transparency in this process not be at the expense of the government's obligation under the law to protect victims, the government also respectfully requests leave to file a supplemental submission once the government and the court have received any filings from the victims or other reference in the transcripts. The court orders. As the court recognizes, the Second Circuit has held that that there are certain special circumstances in which release of grand jury records is appropriate, even outside the boundaries of the rule. Okay? The Second Circuit enumerated a list of non-exhaustive factors for trial courts to consider when deciding such motions. Okay? And is this a footnote? This is a long-ass footnote. But they're lining out what to consider. That the identity of the parties seeking disclosure, whether the defendant to the grand jury proceeding or the government opposes the disclosure, why disclosure is being sought in the particular case, what specific information is being sought for disclosure, how long ago the grand jury proceedings took place, the current status of the principals of the grand jury proceedings, and that of their families, the extent to which the desired material either permissibly or impermissibly has been previously made public, whether witnesses to the grand jury proceedings who might be affected by disclosures are still alive, and the additional need for maintaining secrecy in the particular case in question. On July 22nd, 2025, the court directed the government to file a memorandum of law addressing with specificity these and any other factors that the government views as germane to this application. The court also directed the government to state whether, before filing the instant motion, counsel for the government review the Maxwell grand jury transcripts, whether the government provided notice to the victims of the motion to unseal and to submit indice of of Epstein and Maxwell grand jury material, including a brief summary, the number of pages and dates, a complete set of Epstein and Maxwell grand jury transcripts, a complete proposed redacted set of Epstein and Maxwell grand jury transcripts, and a description of any other Epstein and Maxwell grand jury material, including but not limited to exhibits. Okay. And here is the discussion. Now, hold up. Let me close some of these tabs because I got too many open. You said, let's see what y'all are saying. A secret list of the officials designated to take over in a form of new government if the president, vice president, and other highly ranking individuals are killed or incapacitated. Is this doomsday? Oh my God. If they give Diddy bail and he gets his hands on baby oil laws, they will, do you mean to say, Lord, they will catch them slippery hands. He will slip away. That's what it sounds like you guys are saying. Give me 1 sec. One sec, guys. Whew, my nose. My nose was itchy. Excuse me. Okay, so it's allergy season, y'all. Where did my, okay, here it is. So discussion, the Enrique Craig factors. The court directed the government to address with specificity the Enrique Craig factors and any other factors that the government views as germane to its application. What follows is a discussion of each of the factors, which are designed to assist the court in exercising its careful judgment in balancing the interest in public disclosures in unique circumstances of strongly expressed and widely ranging public interest and the traditional considerations considering the secrecy of the grand jury proceedings. The identity of the parties seeking disclosures. Okay. So the first factor considers which party is seeking disclosures of grand jury material. The identity of the party seeking disclosures carries great weight. Here, the government is seeking disclosure of grand jury transcripts, a request that is consistent with increasing calls for additional disclosures in the matter. The government position serves as a preliminary indication that the need for secrecy is not especially strong, even if it is not a this positive. While the government acknowledges the extraordinary nature of the instant request, it is also like the court faced with the broad public interest in the underlying proceedings, whether the defendant to the grand jury proceedings or the government opposes the disclosure. So they're listing factors as to why some of the things to consider when they're releasing information, right? The defendant's opposition to public disclosure is not dispositive. So I'm just going to highlight some of the things and not go through everything verbatim because it's just very dense. Defendant's Epstein has passed and therefore cannot assert position. He can't speak whether he agrees or not agrees to this information being released. We know this. Defendant Maxwell has indicated that she expects to craft a response and set out her position to the court. Remember, even Ghislaine Maxwell can respond to this request. Oh, it's allergy season. To this request of information being released, if you know what I mean. Okay. So Ghislaine Maxwell, even though none of us are a fan of her, she has a opportunity to say whether she agrees to this or not. Okay. That's her right. That's her right. That's her right. Okay. Let's keep going. Why disclosure is being sought in a particular case. So the third factor considers why disclosure is being sought in this case. And I think part of that is, of course, there's a huge public interest, and they say it here, entirely conceivable that in some situations historical public interest alone could justify the release of grand jury information as described above and the underlying motions. There is undoubtedly a clearly expressed interest from the public in Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell crimes. Beyond that, there is an abundant public interest in the investigative work conducted by the Department of Justice. That I do agree. I want to, not only do I want the files, but I also want to I want to hear from the DOJ and the FBI investigation. I want to read reports from these people when they were investigating this, okay? Drop a one in the chat because I want to know how is it that we have concluded that nobody is going to be prosecuted. That's the biggest thing. How do we conclude that nobody's going to be prosecuted? I need to know how they determine that. I want to see what it is exactly. Drop a one in the chat if you have the same interest. I want to see how these people made that decision. I think it's important, right? Right? I'm here for it. Look at this. All the ones. I don't trust the DOJ at this point, and I just don't trust any of them. I don't. Just doesn't seem like that they're doing a good job, in my opinion. Beyond that, there's an abundant public interest in the investigative work conducted by the departments. Okay, so we're just highlighting certain things. We're not reading this whole thing because it's just very dense. Let's see what else is interesting. Attention given to the Epstein and Maxwell cases has recently intensified in the wake of the July 6, 2025 memorandum announcing the conclusions of the government's review into the investigation. The instant motions for unsealing are consistent with the fundamental purpose set forth in the memorandum, given the magnitude and abhorrence of the Epstein crimes, to provide information to the public while remaining sensitive to protecting the victim's rights. We have to do, first of all, that should be primary, but I feel like we're also, the other side to this too is we're protecting their rights. Their identities should be protected. My concern is, will those alleged perpetrators attack the victims through the release of this information? It's almost like this. If let me give you guys an example. If an alleged perpetrator has nothing to lose and all their information is out there, okay, them going haywire and attacking a victim or releasing their private information, what makes you think they won't do it? You can only protect victims for so long, when things get out of hand. We don't know what these elites people are. I mean, they can drop information to other folks. They can drop you know what I mean? Like, resources and access to people is a real thing, you know? So I do wonder about this. You said, Maria Farmer says one of her FBI's, one of their interviews with the FBI was not fully recorded. Martha, why? Man, oh man. There's more news coming out that if you want to hang out a little bit, we did talk about Oprah at the very beginning of this, but we're going to talk more. Victims already was harassed when they didn't protect their names the first time around. It's odd. The perps are more protected than the victims, right? Don't forget what Roy Black, the attorney who helped get him a sweetheart deal, did. He said that they were worried about information being released because of, Epstein and the damage that it could do to everybody. You guys are more worried about protecting those Pedialites than the victims. Okay? There's a reason why things worked out the way they did. Now Roy Black is gone. He could have died because of, natural causes. Apparently he was found gone in his place. Okay? He was. We've just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Wim. Make sure you guys are dropping hearts in the chat if you've been blessed by Wim. Thank you, Wim. Thank you. 100%. They are feeding off the energy of the victims in the kind of way because that's what they do. Yeah. I don't know. I find this to be interesting. Pretty interesting. Okay, let's keep going. What specific information is being sought for disclosure? Okay, so here is where we get to what information are they asking for? The fourth factor asks what specific information is being sought. Okay. As it's stated in the pending motions, any public disclosures granted by the court would be subject to appropriate redactions of victim related and other personal identifying information. How long ago did the grand jury proceedings take place or took place? The fifth factor asks how long ago the grand jury proceedings took place. The grand jury met in June and July of 2019 in the Epstein case. The grand jury met in June and July of 2020 and in March of 2021 in the Maxwell case. Here, the passage of time has not diluted the public interest in this case. It won't ever dilute. This is what people have to understand is people will never get over this, okay? This is the historic, notorious child PDA person that has been out there that we know of, documented type of situation. Like, we'll never get over this, okay? Because there's 1,000 victims, access, money, resources, influence, political power, 1,000 victims. That's beyond a serial artist, guys. And then the people that worked around to make it happen. 1,000 victims. That's history. That's a dark mark in our history in this country. It's a dark mark. We'll never get over this. How can we? How can you brush it off? 1 second, y'all. Thank you. Sorry, guys. We want justice. We want names. We want people. We want a lot of people. It's also in the UK history. Thank you. This is international. All of this is this is the thing. It's like this was a international Pedialyte ring. It's huge. How can we forget this? You can't. Okay, it further goes. Let's keep going. Sorry, y'all. I have to stop because I got Baby Bunny and I'm waiting for the sitter here. How long ago the grand jury proceedings took place? So we broke this down a little bit. Here, the passage of time has not diluted the public interest in the UK. Excuse me, not in the UK, in the cases. Although we did talk about the UK here. Again, this is a thing in history that's been many years. If historical interest in a specific case has persisted over a number of years, that serves as an important indicator that public interest in release of the information is substantial. No shit, Sherlock. Clearly. Okay. The current status of principal of the grand jury proceedings and of their family. So there's another factor to consider: the current status of principal in the grand jury proceedings of their families. So in this case, a grand jury testimony was offered specifically in connection with charges proposed against Epstein and Maxwell. Epstein is deceased, and no family member has approached the government indicating an interest in the instant motions. One of Epstein's family members previously filed a request for material pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act. The government responded to that request, and no litigation ensued. Maxwell currently is incarcerated, and no family member has approached the government indicating an interest in motions. Okay, now hold up. Wait 1 minute. Epstein has a brother, right? Did his brother file for a FOIA? And I think it's the only living Epstein that we know of. I mean, I think there might be like branches, like a niece or something like that Epstein might have had and stuff like that. Epstein has a brother. Did he ask? Okay. Yeah, Mark Epstein, right? Did he ask for information? You said his brother cussed out Trump. And they didn't honor it? So what the hell is the government talking about here? It says here, hold up. I don't want to make a comment. Let me drop that. One of Epstein's family members previously filed a request for material under FOIA. The government responded to that request. Okay, so nothing happened. So maybe they gave them information, maybe they didn't. It just says that no litigation came out of that. Maxwell currently is incarcerated, and no family member has approached the government indicating an interest in the motions. Well, I thought her brother did. Ian Maxwell, didn't he say something that they were looking into this? So that's interesting. Extent to which the desired material, either permissible or impermissible, has been delivered and made public. Okay. So the government is not aware of the relevant grand jury transcripts impermissibly leaked to the public. Certain aspects and subject material of the transcripts became public during Maxwell's trial, to the extent that any of the desired material was disclosed to Maxwell as a result of the government's disclosure obligation. It was disclosed pursuant to a protective order. Many of those victims whose accounts related to Epstein and Maxwell that were the subject of grand jury testimony testified at trial consistent with the accounts described by an FBI agent and the detective from the New York Police Department, the NYPD, in the grand jury, and some have also made public those factual accounts in the course of civil litigation. The government has provided under seal a list of witnesses whose accounts were conveyed in the grand jury proceeding as a corresponding list noting which witness testified at trial. And then they also consider whether witnesses to the grand jury proceedings who might be affected by disclosures are still alive. The 8-factor consider whether they might be alive. Here, the one witness, an FBI agent during the Epstein grand jury proceedings. There are 2 witnesses, the same FBI agent and a detective from NYPD who was a task force officer, the FBI Child Exploitation and Human Trafficking Task Force during the Maxwell grand jury proceedings. Both witnesses are still alive. The FBI agent continues to be an agent with the FBI, and the detective continues to be a detective with NYPD as well as a task force officer. So those government witnesses are still there. Consistent with the applicable rules concerning the admissibility of hearsay testimony, the grand jury witnesses describe statements of others, including statements of and concerning victims. Give me 1 second, guys. One sec, guys. Hold up, y'all. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, no sound because I was on mute for a little bit. Sorry. I had to tend to something. Okay, so here's the question that I have on this: whether witnesses to the grand jury proceedings who might be affected by disclosures are still alive. So these are the witnesses, right, which are government employees, and they're still alive. I'm waiting to see, like, are the victims still alive? Like, is that going to be a section here? But okay. Whether there is additional need for maintaining secrecy in the particular case in question. Finally, the 9th factor to consider: the additional need for maintaining secrecy in the particular case in question. Okay, in addition to the typical reasons for grand jury secrecy, the grand jury transcripts contain victim-related and other personal identifying information related to third parties who neither have been charged or alleged to be involved in the crimes with which Epstein and Maxwell were charged, to which the government is sensitive. And this is why the government proposed redacting the transcripts before releasing them. All right, here's my question. Are we just getting okay? Here's my question, y'all. This is confused. This is confusing to me. I'm gonna tell you what's confusing. You have the transcripts, but do we have like files aside from this, or is it just transcripts? Like, is it just the court stuff, or are there other files aside from this? See, you said the New York judge sealed all the documentation pertaining to all the names and allegations related to the Maxwell. So is there so there is the stuff that's sealed, right? But are there other files? Because I'm going back to Pam Bondi's letter to Kash Patel in February, where she said that she initially thought it was 200, but then she got a call from the New York City office. They said they had 1,000 files. Like, what files are we? You have the ones in court. Those are sealed. I get that. But is there more files other than these ones? You said, okay, thank you so much for the $4.99. Appreciate it. The super chats are not coming up here. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. It's acting kind of weird. Thank you so much for the $4.99 though. Is it Debacto? Yes, Maria Farmer Part 1. I have to before I play this, I need to make sure that I have any kind of because it's an hour long. I need to figure out the copyright, so I can't just outright play it, excuse me. But I'll definitely check it out. Thank you so much for the $4.99. I got to be careful when I show other content and stuff like that. Files, interviews, victims. I want to see how they investigated this, right? Yeah, affidavits from witnesses. Isn't that what we want? There's got to be more than just the court stuff, right? I don't know why you're talking about this. We're not even talking about that. Thank you. Lord, where do these trolls come from? Why do we have so many trolls? The internet is acting weird. Even WhatsApp it's weird. It's like all these apps are acting kind of weird. It's just a weird day. Okay, let's keep going, y'all, because we're not gonna get done if we don't keep going. All right, it further goes. Let's see how many pages we have because this is 9. Okay, we're almost done actually. This is additional material. The court directs the government to state whether before filing the instant motion, counsel for the government review the Maxwell grand jury transcripts, whether the government provided notice to the victim of the motion to unseal. Before filing the motion to unseal, relevant counsel for the government reviewed the Epstein and Maxwell grand jury transcripts. Before filing the motions to unseal, so the government has already reviewed what they want unsealed from Epstein and Maxwell. They review. So, all right. So get this. Pam and other government officials, maybe even Trump, they already know what they want. They've already reviewed what's going to get unsealed. They're just waiting for the court to unseal it. They know what's in there. Okay. And I have a feeling that none of this is going to do with naming names or putting names in there. It's truly just going to be about the criminal case, about the jury and all that other stuff. It's not going to be anything. You know what I mean? Okay. Before filing the motions to unseal, relevant counsel for the government review the Epstein and Maxwell grand jury transcripts. In addition, the government has now provided notice to all but one of the victims who are referenced in the grand jury transcripts at issue in this motion. All but one. All but one of the victims. Why? The government has attempted to contact the remaining victim, but such efforts have been unsuccessful. In addition, the government is in the process of providing notice to any other individual identified in the transcripts. So they're just now providing notice to these victims. And they can't get a hold of one. Why can't they get what's going on with the one victim? She's in hiding? Hmm. Ain't this some ish the way they're reporting this? It's crazy to me. Hmm. Okay. That's interesting. Let's keep going, okay? Is she alive? I mean, I'm assuming she's alive. If they're trying to contact her, they believe she's still alive. Provision of the material to the court. The court directed the government to submit. So we're not going to review this again. We read it earlier, but this is what they have submitted. The government is submitting these materials ex parte and under seal as they relate to grand jury proceedings and include information related to victims, including but not limited to victim identifying information of individuals either testified at court or who were the subject of testimony at trial. The government underscores that it takes very seriously its obligation to protect victim related information and therefore believes the proposed redactions not only are appropriate but are necessary to protect those rights. Okay, so this is what was submitted by Pam and Associates, Government Associates, last night. So a judge has to hear this and kind of sit on it and review it and feel like it basically asks to see if they have enough to kind of move forward. You said the government is going to try little information as possible to um do you think, Aduko, this is going to come out through the government, or is there going to be a journalist that's going to, like a whistleblower or the White House whistleblower or something like that, that's going to like pop this lid wide open or something like that? Because it never seems like, damn, it can never just be an organic situation. We got to wait for these whistleblowers to go a little bit crazy and do different things and whatnot. I mean, literally, I don't know. What do y'all think? This performative, they don't need grand jury. They have all the files. This is what I'm saying. Only a whistleblower. You said transcripts are only what the court transcriber in court writes. That's right. It's not everything. Don't forget. I mean, we kind of went through the Diddy trial, right? How often did they not put that white noise? Um, and all this ish. Well, where's Anonymous when we need it? I don't know. Has Anonymous been compromised? I don't know what's going on. Let me be careful because I don't want to be talking shit about Anonymous. And then I find out all my shit's all over the black web or something like that. You know how it goes over here. You know how it goes. Oh my God. All right. So that is the news on that whole situation. I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. Listen, we going back a little bit, somebody said in the chat, Rabbit, can you talk a little bit more about the Oprah situation? Oprah situation. So for those that are coming in late, because we did start with her, and I think we were good 20, 15 minutes, and then people started trolling us. So then we kind of moved on. Oprah has property that she owns in Hawaii. She owns about 1,000 acres. Okay. Oprah has been in controversy before, in Hawaii, particularly because she, when the Maui fires were happening in 2023, she and The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, went and were asking for money for people to donate. And again, these are people that are asking people to donate when people don't necessarily have money, especially in that area. Now, I don't think anybody gets mad at the fact that they're asking for a donation, but like, you're also billionaires, millionaires. You would think that all these people would come together and help out instead of asking people to donate. Like, that doesn't make sense, right? Who the social media post went out to various social medias, TikToks and stuff like that. So they got a lot of backlash on that. Well, Oprah still owns 1,000 acres in Maui. Her property for the fires was not affected. So the reason why she was trending last night, is because she what happened? She owns 1,000 acres and she's got this private road, and apparently the private road leads to higher ground. The private road was closed, allegedly. That's what they're saying. And so, um, they're saying that people were really upset because they couldn't go through the private road to get to higher ground during the tsunami warning. Okay, well, a rep, this is Oprah's side, a rep for Oprah said that's not true, that they contacted FEMA and law enforcement, and apparently they got all this figured out and all of that, as far as opening that road. They were able to open it. But to be fair, the tsunami warning, it went from a warning to an advisory. So it's been downgraded in levels. And they're still keeping an eye on stuff and all that. And people should still take a lot of precaution. But she was being dragged all over Twitter by a lot of folks. There's locals. Yeah, I have yet to see an interview. Let me be very clear, because I do call that we got to call this BS out. I have yet to see an interview where a local says the road is closed, I can't get through there, and I haven't seen anything to show that. I can't get through there and I'm trying to get to higher ground. This is what people are saying. I'm not really sure. Yeah. I'm wondering, listen, would Oprah, Oprah's been involved in a lot of controversy. Okay. I don't necessarily care for Oprah, but would she really close a road? You know? Well, and I think it's just like there's a lot of people that will own private properties and that's part of the road, I guess. And so they're like I just don't know. And I agree. I'm like, it's a freaking island. There's only so many places you can go. You go one place, you're still at these, close to the ocean, no matter what, unless you're dead set in the middle, you know? So there's only so many places you can go. Like, I mean, if I was Oprah, I'd be like, first of all, I wouldn't own property in Hawaii because 1,000 acres is ridiculous, given there's just a lot of people that, are waiting on a wait list for property, even though the patrol that came in here, well, it's not like that. People have titles. Yeah. Okay. Title my ass. All right. Um, that's just my thought on that. I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. But anyways, so people on Twitter are saying, like this person right here. Let me see what they said. And this is video actually. So we might have some video of this. People running for their lives. And Oprah, this was 10 hours ago. And Oprah won't open the gate because she owns the road. The route out of danger. Are you people admiring her? You seek her out. You buy her propaganda. I don't mean to be rude, but that's idiotic. Okay. So is this the road? Let a group through, then close it again. Why did they close it? Oh, look at this. Is this her area? Well, why would you even have it closed at this point? She doesn't want people going to her area. Look at all those cars. Yeah, people in Hawaii have said it's closed and Oprah says it's open. So who do you believe? You said yes, cops were opening the road and she finally opened it. Now let me make myself smaller so you guys can see it. It's just scary because it's an island, guys. Like I said, there's only so many places you can go if there's a tsunami. No matter what, you're gonna end up in water and you can't outrun water. I mean, people are still dragging the lady. Look at this. Let me see if I can put this on mute. On Twitter, Oprah is a vile, disgusting excuse of a human being. Oh my goodness. See, now they're bringing back the Maui, the Maui fire stuff. I remember reporting on this. Okay. I would like to believe that she would be bankrupt by the morning. Oprah is greedy and heartless human. I remember this. I do not. I do, and I loathe her. Okay, let's keep going. And this is the video that we just saw. Is it true that Oprah Winfrey refused to open her 4-mile private road to locals so that they can escape the potential tsunami? It's reported that she only opened it after millions and millions of people ripped her on her social media platform. Pure evil. Whew. 11 hours ago. Hold up. Let me see what it says. Oh, there's no sound on this. My goodness. So yeah, they came after her. Maui residents are trying to flee ground due to tsunami warning blocked by Oprah's private road closure. Meanwhile, Oprah's busy doing podcasts in her effing tea room. In her effing tea room. Sorry, y'all. Maybe there, I don't know. So she was doing a podcast while this was going. Maybe she just didn't know there was a tsunami happening. Meanwhile, Oprah's busy during her podcast in her effing tea room. People are dragging her, and Oprah is under fire online amid claims that she had not opened her private road in Maui, Hawaii, as residents scrambled to flee coastal areas following the tsunami warning. As evacuation efforts intensify across Hawaii, particularly in Maui, videos on social media show massive traffic bottlenecks, with residents attempting to reach higher ground. This bottleneck thing is scary too. Amid the chaos, accusations have surfaced that Winfrey has refused to open private roads connecting Wailea to Kulu on inland route some say could ease congestion and potentially save lives. So was this during her podcast? There's no sound to this. So she's in Hawaii in a tea room. She's got a tea room in Hawaii, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. 13 minutes. The New York Post is just now reporting this. Oprah Winfrey accused of closing her private Hawaii roads during tsunami. You cannot even make this. Oh, look at this. They got footage. I was thinking there'd be footage of this. Look at this. There's no sound. Damn. No sound on this, y'all. But the cars are like swerving on the other side to try to get away. Like, people in Maui are now going off the road to escape the imminent tsunami trigger. This was 13 hours ago, though, so please know it's been downgraded. I wanted to emphasize this. There's more. Okay, open the road, Oprah. Hold up. That's how that sound. That's how congested it gets, guys, in Hawaii. I mean, if you have ever been in the Hawaii traffic, it is no joke. Hawaii traffic is no joke. Expect to be there for several hours. Especially if you have an appointment, I would suggest you leave like 3 or 4 hours later. Let's see. There's not a whole lot other than what's already been posted. It's time to open the gate. Retweet to open the gate. Look at this. Everybody was going. This is when we were sleeping. Oh my God. Not Oprah in a truck. I got to take this picture. She's got a trap. Why they put this lady in It's so horrible. Look. They put the lady in the little trap. Oh. Was she a toll? You can I gotta steal this. I have to steal this picture. I don't know. I didn't hear about this. I was asleep when this situation went down. I wish I would have been awake. I would have been reporting on it live, but oh my God, I don't know what to say. Look at this full story. Oprah Winfrey is responding after a viral social media post claimed that her private road in Hawaii was closed off despite tsunami warnings in the state of evacuations. So, give you an idea of just the craziness. Yo, you can't make this up. I don't know. But apparently it was fake. The people are saying that's not true. That the road was open, that they got in contact with FEMA. That's the other side of this. Okay, that's the other side of this. To be fair, look at this. I guess this is a picture of the road. Let me see. Can you all see it? Let me see if I can share the article. This is the road right here. It's a private road. This looks more like a private road to me more than anything, right? Because it is giving. I've seen these kinds of roads before. They're kind of private offset and everything. There's that. Mm. Ladies getting backlash. Well, guys, I'm gonna let you be. I'm gonna work on another pre-recorded on this situation. I'm gonna use some of this. If you watch this today, you're gonna rewatch some of this Oprah stuff in a shorter, condensed video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about all of these topics that we talked about today. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Shout out to the people that supported the channel today, becoming a member, new memberships, super chat. I really do appreciate it, guys. It really does help out. We got to get our viewership and everything up. I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye, guys.